Okay, Parshas Matos Masei. So, rather, we'll start with Masei. Interesting. Rashi says Mitzrayim and Kabrin. So the Yidden, they left Egypt. So then Mitzrayim and Kabrin, the Egyptians were burying the dead. So Zog Rashi, Trudim Ba'avelam. They were very preoccupied with the mourning for the dead, all the Bechayers, they died. So therefore, Zog Tisif Chachamim, that's the reason they left B'yad Ramah. They left exalted, they called Mitzrayim, because the Mitzrayim was so devastated from the Avelis, the Pashat, they couldn't hold them back. So it's Ma'adik Gazach. What happens 3 days later? Pharaoh says, they took our money, let's go get them. What do you mean? You treat them about Balaam. The pain of the death is so hefech. Change in a minute. Okay, let's go get our money back and go after them. Now, 1 second. Where did Yidden get the money from? Let's see. It was by Makas, Choshech, the Yidden came in and they looked around. They looked around the Mitzrayim's homes. Now, the Yidden came in when? Nebuch, the Yidden died in the 4/5 of the Jews died in Makas Choshech. 4/5. Can you imagine the devastation? Nebuch, millions of Yidden died. And now, there's a mitzvah that Yidden have to go along to check out what the Egyptians have, because they're supposed to ask them for their geld. So they come into the apartments. I mean, imagine the pain that they're suffering. They just had lost 4/5 of the Yidden. And they have a mitzvah now to go along, check what's going on in the Egyptians' homes. It's a mitzvah. In the Shas Evil, 4/5 of the Yidden, that's one less greater than the Holocaust. You're talking about if 3 million Yidden left, that means 12 million died? 50 million died? No, you have to go along and check it out. So when they came to the Mitzrayim and they asked for the money, the gold and silver, the Mitzri says, me? I didn't have any gold and silver. You do have gold and silver. I think your night table, second drawer, has not. You have a bracelet there, nice bracelet, silver bracelet. Yeah, I forgot. Just of course, I've had it. He wants to get the bracelet, brings it out. How do you know that we have a bracelet? Oh, you must have come to my house. Oh, did any Jew steal anything? Did they loot? They went to every guy's house. Not one Jew stole one item. They found it. They found the jewelry. They could have walked away with it. No. And they're in terrible able, but they have the opportunity to take from the guy. Not only that, they could have gone over to the guy and smashed him in the head. This is the tormentor. This is the guy who beat me up all these years. I could finally come over, smash you in the head. The anger, the rage that would come up. Nobody did it. Kiddush, Kavod Shemayim. If the Egyptian would have thought, the head will be Yisrael Amim. It's half a fella. So my day Meister of Kreisworth, famous Meister of Kreisworth was in the war. So before the war, there was a Yid told him he's hiding all his valuables. And he gave him, it's in the Swiss bank account. He put in millions of dollars wherever he has. And he begged of Kreisworth to have him meet a survivor afterwards from his mishpacha, give him the information. And he gave him the information about Peh. He should know how to get access to the account. After the war, Kreisworth is walking 20 years around the world looking for this man. He always asked him, trying to find somebody as mishpacha. Finally, one day, sitting on a train next to Nebuch, a decrepit Jew, poor man, Matos, and they had struck up a conversation. And finally, they're talking, so he asked him his name. And, oh, you're related to this Yid that was living? Yeah. It was my father. Your father? I'm looking at you for 20 years. Now, I have information for you. I have this bank account that's sitting in Switzerland that has millions of dollars in it. It's all yours. The guy was elated. Director of Kreisworth. This time, was this man rich the whole time? But he just found out. Now he had money sitting on his money for 20 years. He was a millionaire. He was a rich man. No, he was the poorest of the poor. Because if he had $1 million, and he didn't know that he had $1 million, that's the rest of Nebuch in the Welt. So Dr. Kreisworth, we are Yidden, and we can access their Rabbi Shalom. We're Kosh Baruch Hu's chelik. We're banim l'Hashem Elokeichem. If we don't recognize who we are, the value of what we are, then we're the poorest of the poor. We're the wealthiest of the wealthy. If we have a Kosh Baruch, we have access to him. It's interesting, in the B'tachan hotline, someone asked a lady, she was living amongst more affluent neighbors and she was living poor. What's her chizuk that she gets from this? I said, very simple. You're very lucky because you have to come to Hashem every day. Hashem loves you. He wants to hear you every day. The other ones, no. Call me when you have a chance. You, every time you need something, you have to come to Baruch. Do you realize what the relationship is? Do you change their life? Now she's walking around like the richest lady. She is. You have access to good shabrichu. You have to talk to him. You feel close to him. You're close to him. So Mela, if we recognize what we are, and that's what we said also in the parasha of the Ari Miklat, which you mentioned in the past. And the Goyal had that, when the person that killed B'shoige goes to your Miklat and is scrounging away for a way to get out of here. He's not interested to be there. He only figures how to get out of here is the Kohen Gadol dies. So how am I going to kill the Kohen Gadol? Must be it's a brilliant guy. He can daven. Imagine. Oh no, Hashem Mashiach, no, kill the Kohen Gadol. Hashem, please do me a favor. I need the Kohen Gadol to die. And this feeling will be very powerful because the mother and the Rebbetzin come with food. Food's going to keep the guy here. Got good meal. I'm not davening anymore. I'm staying. But what do you mean? But the mother and the Rebbetzin are very worried. This guy's tefillah comes out of his mouth. He's going to be powerful enough. And the Gemara explains why Grada would be. They could kill the Kohen Gadol. And then we find that who comes and turns up? Amalek comes, right? The Rebbe said that they're the ones who came up as Canaanim. They came as dressed and masquerading as a Canaanim so that the Yidden should daven that the Canaanim should fall in their hands. One second, this is Amalek, Mikra. But they know that tefillah works by the Yidden, so they're going to circumvent the tefillah to get the Jews to daven wrong. So our enemies know, Amalek knows that tefillah works by us. So they have to masquerade themselves as Canaanim, that you should get us to daven wrong. The Goy understands our koyach tefillah. Now, I believe I once heard, I think I saw it twice, that in one of the wars, Egypt was dropping leaflets over Eretz Yisrael, so they're going to bomb them, but not over Meir Sharim. No. They don't want to scare them that Meir Sharim will daven. No, tefillah b'yid. No. Catch a mighty once, I think I saw it twice. But the guy understands our koyach tefillah. If we would understand our koyach tefillah, just like that person in Golus, I got to get out of this Golus. And the only way I can think of it, ended up thinking the only way he can get out is through tefillah. If he davens a Kohen Gadol, she'll die. So if we would realize that we're in Golus, and the only way that we're going to get out is we got to daven. If we have the koyach tefillah, if we would utilize that much, at least that pours out of us, what the koyach tefillah can accomplish. We are so rich, we don't even realize the power of our rich. That's the first thing we do is daven. The first koyach that we can do is tefillah. So I was saying last time also, it had the protest Kids Lives Matter. They had in New York and in Lakewood, I think, because they had the Black Lives Matter. So they wanted to make protests. Instead of making a protest, take the Yiddish kinder, go into the shul, and cry out to Baruch Shalom. We need the summer camps. You need it. So who do you talk to? The governor's just a pawn. The mayor, they're just pawns in the hands of Hashem. We have to talk to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We should talk and plead to Hashem. We need it. By the Gulf War, Klal Yisrael came to Moedik Madregas of Tefillah. People were mamish terrified. Saddam Hussein was threatening Eretz Yisrael. He did send in missiles. Klal Yisrael, I remember people were panicked. We were davening, fervently davening. Reb Chaim Stein Rosh Yeshiva tells Zechatzaddik Baruch said the Moedik Kazach. He said that at that time, that because Israel was under threat, so they were going to retaliate. And America said, no, please don't do a thing. They don't want to ruin the coalition of the ally. We will fight for you. That's what they said. We will fight for you. What's pshat in that? Tzach Reb Chaim Shtei. Hakol Kol Yaakov. V'yadai b'nei Esav. You know that Hakol Kol Yaakov, when it's the coil of Yaakov is so powerful, Yadayim the Esav will work for Yaakov. Esav, America is going to fight for Yaakov. We can accomplish that tefillas, Hakol Kol Yaakov, the Yadayim Yidei Yisrael will work for us. So imagine if we would understand, just like this poor guy in Golos, he just wants to get out. If we would understand that we're in Golos, we just want to get back home. It's 3 weeks, we're going to go back to the Eretz Yisrael, to the Beis HaMikdash, Atzei Nagdosha, be back. The tefillas that we daven Chach would pour out, we could accomplish, and then it could be Yadayim Yidei Yisrael. And as Rabbi Klein once showed me, that Rabbeinu Bechaya says, that Taka, the Beis HaMikdash was going to be built through Edom. They destroyed it, they're going to build it. So it's our Rabbeinu Bechaya. And another Rishon he quotes over there also. But you still see that the concept can be effective. That if we Taka recognize our value, what we are, and we can utilize the Koich and Tefillah, the Hashem can make a Gevaldige Yeshuas in these manim of the 3 weeks with all of the things that's going on in the world that can awake us. The Hebrew should give us, we should have Taka, the awareness, the awakeness, that we should be Zoich through our Tefillahs to be Poil Yeshuas.